Hello, hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back again to Fireside
Round two.
with Mimi Jain and Abhinav Jain.
We gotta let this drop though. You guys ready for this drop? Here it comes. That's right. We're here live now. We had a little hiccup before, but we're back.
Playing some chill music for after hours.
So perfect what happened for the conversation that we're gonna have, which is really gonna be revolving around publishing.
Home studio and publishing online. What we are doing exactly right now.
We're live. And we were testing out some stuff, right? Like, we're working on this, guys, you know, and we want you to be part of the journey. So we thought we'd come with some Q&A on a nice Thursday evening fireside chat.
And I want to just give a preface that we'll be going live every Thursday for next at least 2 months to practicing our just studio
Our
vibes and
right.
Bring you some just vibing music, after hours chill music, and also answering questions around publishing, podcasting, being online, and business and entrepreneurs. Sometimes it will be just me, sometimes it will be me and Abhinav, and once in a while I'll have guests on my fireside chat as well. So we would love for you to give us some ideas and thoughts on what you want to hear or questions that you have in regards to the subject that we'll be talking about, and let's make this fun, guys.
Let's make it fun, yo.
If you see this on live stream right now, give me some emoji or some, I don't know, messaging in there in the comments. Just say that you are in, and we hope to see you every Thursday. You also can email your questions to me at mimi.jain77@gmail.com, or if you have my phone number, you can also text me, or if you find me on any social media platform, feel free to send me the direct message with your question as well. It can be related to anything pretty much. Let's just have fun and also make this valuable and something interesting for you.
And we're taking song requests, by the way.
Yeah, we can take song
We got
requests
live
as
DJing
well.
going on here, you know?
I think next time I'm going to just bring some wine to chill out.
We can go get wine right now. We got some wine right here, you know?
No, I'm not ready to drink wine right now. I have to have a mental, like readiness.
All right. So today, let's get on with our questions and give these people some
value. So we actually gonna be covering the question of the home studio and publishing online. So
Yes.
Are you ready?
Ready, let's do it.
Drum
Question
rolls.
number one.
Question number one.
Boom. Okay, what do we got?
So why did you choose to start publishing through podcasting? How has it helped you figure out who you are and what you stood for? It's a very good question.
Yes.
And actually, it's a good opportunity for you to share why you started podcasting, because there's so many ways of publishing online.
That's
right.
right.
You can do blogs, you can do emails, you can do videos, you can do TikTok, you can do pictures on Instagram.
So yes, I started in 2018, officially trying to look into this, and then 2019 I launched it, so to speak, right? So I really was interested in podcasting. I've been thinking about it for a while. I got into the Joe Rogan thing around 2017.
Blame it on Joe Rogan.
2016-ish, 17 most likely.
It's all your fault, Joe Rogan.
I was flying a lot, so I would listen to those 3-hour podcasts, on the plane.
Makes sense.
So it makes sense, right? Like, so I was like, what an efficient way to distribute your message and just being able to communicate. And I like to talk, obviously. And I wanted to actually get better at it. And so I thought of it as like, okay, this could be like the reps and sets, like in the gym, you're doing reps and sets. So it was like, this is what I think it could be. What do you need?
You can turn the music down a little bit.
Oh, sure. Yes. So that's how I started it. And I wanted to really just get better at figuring out how to continuously put myself out there. And I'm still doing that. It's not like I'm any better than you guys. I just chose to go down this road a little earlier because it really intrigued me. And I also wanted to reduce friction. That's the other thing. I kind of saw the trend of like, being able to work from wherever, but being virtual, like you got to be able to put yourself out there. So the other topic that we are going to talk about is like having your own home studio, similar to what we've got going on here.
Yeah, but it's really interesting that you actually caught on the trend of like podcasting. I feel like having a podcast right now or creating a new podcast, it's like having a vlog on YouTube back in like 2008 or 7 when it just all started, you know?
Yeah.
That's how, isn't it how
I
I
mean,
feel?
You know, there's always the purists that'll say podcasting's been around for a while, and you know, but
it's especially with the pandemic, it has been booming, and
oh, for sure,
a lot of people have been comparing it to like a new boom of like blogging, you know, back in the days when like 2006 it was like, oh, everybody have a blog, like everybody blogs, you can make money, and it was just like so many blogs just like, you know, birthed out of just nowhere.
Yes.
And then I think around like 2007 2008, like YouTube was just like a big thing. And then now into 2020, it's like everybody has a podcast. Well, 2021 now, but I think a lot of podcasts were given birth during pandemic.
For sure.
Right?
It's too many, actually.
And you caught on that trend. Like, what did you see or what you thought, or you just saw it in culture, or?
I really wanted to be part of it, and I think definitely like the Rogan influenced me. A couple of other podcasts influenced me.
Just want to be like Rogan.
Not necessarily. Actually, it was more Gary Vee probably.
Oh, blame it on Gary Vee now.
Yeah, he gives us permission to, so I blame it on you, buddy. And I appreciate you a lot, and you, David D-Rock. Thank you so much for all the help you've been giving us. And I just wanted to say, like, you know, I've wanted to really make it easy, so we can sit down and do it without least friction. That's the best part about this, because we had a little hiccup earlier. Did a reboot, works fine, no issues. You know, the challenge with all of this is like, it's already hard enough to get yourself to do it.
Yeah.
And especially if you want to dabble in it. So I thought, why not make it easier? So setting it up in a way where we can just do it on an instant's notice, set it up, you know, go live if we need to. Generally, for the last couple of years, we haven't been doing live. But when I first started, I used to do 3 hours, just like Rogan. I wanted to see, first of all, I wanted to see if I could, I'm an engineer by trade. I wanted to see if I can truly strength test the thing that I've put together here, right? Stress tested it and see like if it will last 3 hours of conversation, and it worked, you know, and I was super impressed. I mean, I was always tweaking in my head trying to make it better, and so like this last year, 2020, has made me learn a lot about this space. I've experimented a ton with video, audio equipment, you name it, you know, anything that it takes to create content. I've been dabbling in it a lot. I'm a seasoned dabbler, you know. That's how I got into bodybuilding, and you know, I really took that on a whole other level because I really wanted to go all in, and that's how I do with my hobbies. I like to go all in. So
yeah, but like for me, how I started it is because actually I saw you through whole this process of building a studio when we were in, you know, the apartment downstairs, and we have videos of you just having all the wires around you and not knowing how to put them together. And once you put them together, you were like, well, what the heck? Like, I have to now hide all of this.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta kind of just get emotionally removed. Like our studio 2.0.
You were very emotional when you're building a studio.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you're building a project. You wanna take good care of it, right?
Yeah, so, for sure. Yeah. And well, I think that I just stepped in it more because we had a podcasting studio already going, and you know, what is the better way to put yourself out there? So I just started recording my own podcast in May of 2020, actually. So I actually waited for Abhinav to figure out everything tech part and then I can join, because it was really stressful to just seeing him to figuring this out, and I could not see myself being a part of it. So it helped me to, you know, really appreciate this, like appreciate having a home studio. And every time I go into like recording session,
James, keep going.
We have people always asking us like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Oh, how were you able to control this? And I'm like, actually it's this and this, and everybody just like in awe of like setup that we have, and people really like it. And I'm like, all credits to Abhinav, you figure out a whole this home studio. But also the reality behind why I started publishing is because I think I had a job interview. Was it in like December or something? I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
And we had to record a video to answer the question and send it to HR. And it took me freaking 3 hours, a lot of tears. We actually had a fight too.
That was rough.
It was really rough for me to just be in front of camera and try to talk in the microphone and put my thoughts together. Like something about trying to record or put yourself out there on the camera was really hard for me. And I didn't get a job, by the way, but
good. I'm glad you did it. Look how far we've come from that point in life, right?
But through that experience, I thought to myself, like, I cannot let this to be my clutch, you know, like I cannot just be freezing and crutch and like be scared all the time. And podcast was the easier way for me to start publishing and putting myself out there. I always wanted to be a person behind the studio, but then I realized that it's no longer working, you know, with nowadays economy and what companies want you to be. You have to be a little bit outspoken and have a personality where you can speak openly in front of camera or to other people. So
I do it for every month, right? Like, I so glad I got into this. Now, you know, part of my work, I'm as a technical person, you know, I work with big companies in different industries, and you know, our business has to still grow every year. Last year we did great, and through the pandemic, I was really able to take a lot of advantage of my home studio that I spent a lot of time building several years back, and it allows me now to maximize my engagement with clients literally all over the country and all over the world. Just earlier today, you know, I was doing one of my workshops, you know, double booked over capacity every single month. It's been the most successful initiative that we've done from a marketing perspective to get our like awareness up, and it's been incredible to see. Just to have this is just a bonus. I'm not saying that that's the only reason, but like it adds a lot more to the experience for the people that come and join.
Right? No, absolutely. And I also think too is
put yourself out there in style. That's what I was trying to say, basically. You know,
by having a home studio, I was able to do a lot too. Like just through pandemic, I had like couple virtual events, right? Remember that? Like my first live event. But then even doing live right now, it feels surreal. And I'm like thinking back, I'm like, how the heck did you manage to do 3 hours like 10 episodes?
I did more than that. I did about 16 episodes.
16 episodes of 3 hours podcasting.
Let's do some
it's
quick,
so nerve-wracking, you guys. Sitting live and then trying to monitor
almost 50 hours of live content.
And worry about like what people are, because you're actually live, so nothing is you can edit or cut it out.
Well, that was part of the intention, because it's like it's so it's raw and unfiltered. You know, it makes the barrier of entry a little easier, because it's
actually harder because you can make mistakes, you can mess up.
That's part of your own kind of mental philosophy. You know, you have to allow yourself to fail, because it's not that easy, right? Like I have this idea like, oh, I'm just gonna walk out and like just do it. You know, as
I
a
always
kid,
still have an idea.
As a kid, that's how I was, and when I would like perform or want to perform, you know, music, and as a drummer and all, like that's how I felt. I'm like, I'm just gonna go out there and I'm gonna do it really well.
Do you think it will get better just if we keep doing it?
Absolutely, and that's how I was just saying. That's how I did it with drumming. Like I sucked at first, and then but I had that attitude like I want to get good at this. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be good.
Oh right.
And I stuck to it.
So this is the challenge. Every Thursday we're going to go live for next at least 2 months, so that we can get better at it. Because I want to have a show that is fun, that people will be calling in, asking questions.
Damn right.
And we'll have a chat and we'll have fun. I don't mind in person, you know, engagement as well, but like sometimes I want to talk with people across the world.
That's right. I'm about to tell Twitter that we're about to talk about Dogecoin, and we're gonna do like a 30-second plug on Dogecoin just for fun, because why not, right? Like,
well, okay, so we talk a lot about building, publishing your podcast. Let's go and check our question number 2. You ready?
Let's do it. I'm ready. Get the music up.
During your time of podcasting, what have you learned about yourself? Has it provided more clarity in which direction you want to go with your business?
Oh, yes. First off, I want to decouple that question a little bit, because podcast and business are 2 separate things, right? So I just want to be clear on that. So during my time of podcasting, I've definitely had to kind of really think about like what direction I want to go. What do I want to talk about
as a person, as an individual?
Yeah, exactly. As a human, because I mean, it is a process, because like at times when you're talking, you can start to get self-conscious. It would happen to me where I would be like, wow, I really don't know if I fully feel good about saying stuff, because I feel insecure now that I've put it out there. So there's like a whole psychological part to this that a lot of people, you just can't really quantify and see until you do it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you have to get into the loop of it, and then you start to see sort of like the things, the challenges that you're gonna have to work on inside. And I learned a lot about myself through this whole process, and I continue to right now in front of you in this moment. Like I still feel like I'm just a baby, like a little seed trying to grow. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And I think
it's provided clarity for sure.
The part about clarity in direction of the business, well, me as a person who always solves a problem or see opportunities, I actually step in with Abhinav's hobby of a podcasting to create the business around it.
Yes.
So it did actually provide clarity for the business.
Because I did not build it to be a business.
Yeah.
I did it just purely out of the love.
But then
for
I
the game.
saw the need, and
it became a big ass niche.
This is where actually clarity came from, because people were approaching us and asking us if they can record with us.
Yeah.
And then after that, they were asking us question if we can help them to edit.
And we can help create their whole like episodes, seasons, everything.
Yeah. So basically the clarity came itself, and the business model just came itself. As people were just asking us, and we were solving a problem that people
truly
want.
Blossomed. Like, there's no better way to say that.
Yeah,
it truly blossomed.
Just a seed.
It was a seed.
And then we were just watering it, giving it love.
Giving it some love. LOVE.
And then it just grew into the business. And then at one point, it grew so big that I didn't even have time to update our website because...
No, because we were just working.
Yeah, we were just working.
We're like, screw the marketing part. We have customers. We need to work. So...
Yeah, so it gave us... So customers or potential clients were coming to us and ask us about the problems that they have with publishing and specifically with podcasting. And after listening to their problems, we became a problem solvers. And that's how the freaking business started. Right. But I think that's a very organic way and the right way of having a business, because you actually had the problem and then you solved the problem, rather than you started something that you want to and you feel like it was a need, but the market wasn't there. Then it's more frustrating.
I probably wouldn't have stuck to it as far as I did if I really started to think purely about it as a business.
True.
I mean, I definitely wanted to constantly make it better.
True.
That was always my intention. Like, but just better for myself, not necessarily for others.
Just blame the business part on me.
Yeah, well,
because I like solving problems. So
well, I can't say no to that. So anyway, I think that's enough for that one.
Yep.
All right, next question. I'm gonna check if we have some comments. You go ahead and load up the next one. Oh, it's a simple one.
What is needed for a home studio? Okay, you fired this one up because you built the studio. You started with...
Shout out to Tom.
You started with small ones.
Shout out to my parents.
Started with more, from the small stuff to big stuff. So you go with to answer this question.
Okay, well, here we go. So how do we start
what is
the
needed?
Studio? What is needed? What is needed? Okay, so two basics, obviously. You need an audio source and a video source, right? So that's really what you need. And everything else is pretty much going to be cables and equipment to try to make it sound better, sound a little different, make it more efficient, better mics, better cameras, better cables, and better instruments. So, and more software. So,
but the basics.
It's not needed to like go that hard at first. I think a simple camera, like a web camera, USB, easy plug and play, works well. I started with web cameras, the HD 1080p Logitech C220s. I forget the exact model, but it's about $80 to $100. They've gone up in price last year, but I'm sure they've come down. You can definitely find used ones. There's like a ton of these out there.
Well, I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
So, not suggestion, but actually offer an invitation. So, if you are really interested in watching this right now live or watching the replay and you're interested in knowing more about Equipment Studio, make sure you put a comment to say equipment or studio.
Yeah.
And we actually gonna go and reply back to you and send you the list of equipments that Abhinav put together for beginners who wants to start the studio at home. So make sure you type in the comment section studio or equipment, and I will make sure to follow up with each person individually and send you the list of stuff that you can purchase for for beginners.
Yes. So basically, yeah, you need a video source and you need an audio source, and you can always keep upgrading that. And if you need any help, more directly, please reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to help you out.
Yeah.
Let's
awesome.
go to the next question. We're on fire.
Question.
It's a fireside chat. We're on fire.
How much does it cost to build a home studio? Oh.
Again, we'll keep a short and sweet answer on this, right? Like at the end of the day, it comes down to your budget and how much you want to spend. There's really no limit. You can start as little as $100, I would say, at the least, probably. You can definitely go a little more. The thing is, think of this as an investment into you, and I would recommend doing it with that perspective in mind, because then would you put like the worst thing in front of you? Probably not. Like motivate yourself a little bit, invest in yourself, go out and do it, and you might be enjoying the process a little bit more that way. At least that's the way I think. So personally, that's what I would do.
Yeah, and in regards to building a studio, or if you want to just publish yourself online and just want to put yourself out there, maybe be on a couple podcasts first before starting your own. You can also message in the comments saying guest. We will actually follow up and invite you possibly to be a guest on one of our podcasts.
Absolutely.
And once you're gonna be on one of the podcasts, go through all the recording process, you will know, is it something you want to do?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to do a little demonstration with you. You come on, we'll record, we'll show you how to publish it, and you can see if you want to do this. It's really an amazing way. Like seriously, nowadays we are both published on Audible, Spotify, Apple, Google,
everywhere.
Literally everywhere on the internet, and all through one medium of being able to publish as a podcast. It's just a medium. It's no different than people that can publish music now or make movies for Netflix. You can do it too. That's basically all that's becoming. And it's not about becoming like huge necessarily. It's about practicing a skill set, I would say.
Yeah,
because you're going to need to know how to talk in your job. You're going to need to know how to present yourself in front of people at times, depending on your type of work you're doing. And more and more, I think everyone is going to need to find a way to put themselves out there online. So there's no better way than to build your own studio and practice and put yourself out.
Yep. Ready for next question?
I'm ready.
Is the home studio worth
100%, hands down, best.
Is it overrated or underrated?
It's underrated.
Oh.
And I think more and more people need it, and they're realizing it now.
Remember when, in the midst of pandemic, you were trying to buy some equipment studio on Amazon and you couldn't find anything?
No, I was checking because the market got so hot. Like I was stacked, so I bought just to give you background, when I started the studio, I was thinking like Joe Rogan's podcast, right? He can have 4 guests. So you best believe I was like, I got 4 camera angles and I got 4 mics, and I had to solve that problem for the longest time. I won't go there today, but so I had plenty of equipment that I was sitting on all through the pandemic. So I was very happy about that. But last year was crazy. So what does that tell you? That tells you that more and more people definitely had to find a way to put themselves out there. And you'd be crazy to think that in the future, you're not going to have to maybe do something similar, right? And as the world keeps evolving, I think it's going to be a hybrid situation. Sooner or later, you're going to need to probably get yourself out there.
Yeah.
But
ready for next question, or you wanted to add something?
Well, I was going to say something about self-publishing, I think, because that's something that we haven't really covered too much, I felt, or did we? We talked about it in the beginning, but...
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say the concept of self-publishing, I think, is no different than wanting to go on a fitness journey or a weight loss journey, because it's a slow process, Like you're not just one day going to be published and everything's going to be there. You have to really build the foundation slowly by getting content out and then trying to maximize that. And I think that's the journey that we're trying to also be on, because there's so much data out there. If you're not constantly having more data added to it, how do you expect to be relevant, and how do you expect that it's going to be found by others? People's attention spans are quick. We're fast at absorbing data every day now. Look at phones, tablets, iPads, all of that.
But I also want to add to that, there is an urgency because you want to stay relevant, but if you don't want to, it's totally fine. The only part that I want to add is that if you are not someone who's concerned about being relevant, but rather, I don't want to be the influencer, I don't want to be someone who is always online, don't look at it that way. There's another angle of actually self-publishing as well. It's still an art. It's a way of like putting yourself out there in the way where you can how do you say it, explain yourself better, or like it's a way of putting art out, like I mean, believe
it's creative.
it too. So
it's in the moment creativity.
If you are actually more creative person or just a person who is curious, publishing online helps you with that. And through publishing and going through the process of actually doing everything from beginning, it helps you creativity. It's not always about business. It's not always about be the influencer or the thought leader or someone that is well known. Like, no, it's really about you as well, about your growth as just a person.
Couldn't agree more.
Yep.
What do you say? We wrap up?
I think we have a last question that I put on, but it's a really short one. Oh,
Okay,
we already
let's do
answered this question. What is needed for a home studio?
Okay, then we are all done,
We
ladies
are
and gentlemen.
all done.
Wow.
this question.
We hope you enjoyed this little short Q&A.
Yeah, and I want
the
to
vibes.
wrap up with kind of what we talk about. So first thing, we talk about publishing, and if you are someone who is looking to self-publish or want to try publishing yourself online, you can go to the comment and type guest. You will get an opportunity to be on one of our podcasts or taste the recording session, like taste it out, 15-30 minutes recording session to feel it out, to understand if it's something for you or not.
Yeah, why not give it a try? It was like,
Yep.
see
The
if you like
second
it.
thing is we talk about home studio, the importance of having a home studio. It's not needed, but I think the world is moving towards,
it can help you.
Yeah, it can help you, and it's the place where you can create a lot of awesome things, like YouTube videos, podcasts, a lot of other things. But you don't know where to start and you are feeling stuck in terms of buying equipment, message the word studio or equipment in the comment section.
Studio.
And I will, studio or equipment.
I'm circling it for everyone. Got the word studio right here. We got you guys.
And I'll make sure to follow up with each person individually and send them the list of equipment that Abhinav actually put together when he just started to build the studio. So I hope this helped and just encourage you to put yourself out there more. And also, if you have any other question that it's not related to today's subject,
we'll answer it next time.
We'll still answer it next time.
That's right.
So see you next Thursday.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Oops.
Well, now you know what that